to make in box and whisker plot, you are going to need a number line. I'm going to jump by 2s. All right, now you need a 5-number summary of this data. The things you need are the minimum and the maximum, so that's this one. This one, here's the max, here's the min. I'm going to put a dotted line through the maximum and the minimum. Then we have to find the median. How do we find the median? It's the middle number, but the middle number is 2 numbers, 25 and 26. So how do we find the median? Yeah?
You take the middle of those.
The middle of those numbers, or the average of those 2 numbers, which is 25.5. That's the median. And put a dotted line through 25.5. Actually, 25.5 is a little closer over here. Okay. Next thing you do is you take the median of the top half and the bottom half. Now, this is important, so please pay attention. Look up. When you do a median and you split them in half, if it splits in half evenly, one number goes to one side, one number goes to the other. If the median is one number, because you've got an odd number, so it's just one number, then that number is taken out and it doesn't go in the bottom half or the top half. Okay? All right, so now we need to find the median of the bottom half, which is 21. That's called Q1. And the median of the top half, which is called Q3, as in the third quartile. I'm going to put a dotted line at 29 and 21. And then you draw a box, and that goes from Q1 to Q3. And you put that line in where that median hits. And then the whiskers go out to the minimum and the maximum. This is the data split up into quartiles. This is the bottom 25%. This box here is the middle 50%, but each section is another 25%. And then this is the top 25% up here. The interquartile range, which you might want to just circle here, is defined as the distance between Q3 and Q1. All right, z-scores are how many standard deviations a value x lies from the mean. And the formula is? X minus mu over sigma. We're going to do it a lot. X is your data point. Mu is your population mean. Sigma is your population standard deviation. And remember, Zach, Jasmine, and Michael, if you feel overwhelmed with how fast this is going, I'm so sorry, but you did skip a whole class. And it will get better after chapter 3. All right, so let's say that the average grade on a stats test is 63%. So I'm going to write mu equals 63. Again, remember that's not an M, that's a Greek letter U with a tail off front called mu. And the standard deviation, this is sigma, not O tail, is 12. It is normally distributed. That's what it has to be to do a z-score. You score a 72. That's your data point is a 72. How does your grade compare to the rest of the class? So, x minus mu over sigma gives you a z-score. Make sure that when you put this into your calculator that you have parentheses around the top or it will not go right. No, that's not this chapter yet. It's just understanding a z-score. Doing z-scores is chapter 5, which we'll go through pretty slowly. We went through like 5.2 or 5, I think 5.2 together, but we skipped chapter 4. So next I'm going to hit chapter 4 after this, after chapter 3. So there's a probability chapter, and then chapter 4 we'll slow down for. Okay, somebody tell me what a z-score of 0.75 means. Above the average or below the average? Above. What's a z-score of exactly the mean? Let's say you hit exactly the average, you'd have a z-score of? No, that's a percentile, huh? 0. It's so your standard deviations, you'd be 0. You're right in the middle. Remember, you can have a positive z-score, positive this way for you, positive z-score or a negative z-score. So if you were like a positive 2, that means, imagine like a huge bell curve here, okay? So here's 0 in the middle, positive 2, I'm way over here. I'm doing way better than almost everybody in the class. If I'm sitting at 0, that means I'm right on the average, I'm right in the middle of the bell curve. If I'm at negative 2, that means I'm doing way worse compared to my peers. What if everybody does really bad?
The average changes.
Would the z-score still be 0 if everybody does really bad? In the middle? Is the mean still 0? Yes. Even if everybody does really bad, it's still the average, right? The average is still 0. So if you did negative 2 as your z-score and everybody did really bad in the test, then you did extra bad, right? Like, because you were really bad and everybody else was bad in the middle. Everybody understand? Okay, there is the homework on the bottom. So you can go ahead and work on it. I'm going to come around and check in your homework. You've got 35 minutes to work.